Opioid addiction is becoming a big problem in the United States. Approximately 2.1 million Americans have opioid usage disorder. About 130 Americans die every day from opioid overdose. Primarily used for pain relief, opioids are a class of drugs that include heroin, fentanyl, and other prescription pain relief drugs. Usually extracted from poppy seeds and processed, they target the brain's pain center receptors and suppress them. Recently, more potent and deadly levels of the drug have been created, such as fentanyl and carfentanil. Opioid overdoses have skyrocketed since the late 1990s, becoming the worst drug epidemic in modern American history. In 2017, there were over 47,000 opioid overdose deaths in the United States, more than deaths from automobile accidents or firearm-related homicides. Many of those deaths were from heroin and black market fentanyl, which is surging in popularity. The biggest age group of people that have been affected are from ages 25 to 35 years old. Specifically, in Lake County, there have been 55 opioid-related deaths in 2017. Also in Lake County, the opioid-related deaths between the ages of 25 and 35 years old is higher than the national average and the state average. Lake County also has had an increase in fatal overdoses of 20% from 2017 to 2018, and it continues to rise.
If you begin to notice someone you know calling in early for refills on their prescription, showing signs of unwillingness to maintain relationships, or a decrease in activity, they may be struggling with an opioid addiction.
To prevent the substance misuse and addiction, someone receiving prescription drugs should only take the directed amount of substance, as well as make their doctor know of other medications that they are taking as well. Never use another person's prescription, as well as know whether or not your medicine is safe to consume with alcohol or other drugs.
There are many routes of recovering from addiction that depend on severity of use as well as length and dosage use. Some long-time users' bodies become heavily dependent on the substance, and stopping would actually kill them. So instead, they receive safe, controlled amounts from medical professionals that can slowly adjust the person's body to lack of the substance. There are also special drugs that can ease the transition to being clean and smoother. All affected addicts can receive help in centers all over the country, and there are even 3 located in Lake County. One of these centers is located in Vernon Hills.
To be involved, make sure you understand what your local lawmaker's position is on dealing with the opioid epidemic.
There are many non-opioid treatments available for pain, including prescription and over-the-counter aspirin, ibuprofen, and acetaminophen, non-drug remedies such as massage and acupuncture, high-tech treatments using radio waves and electrical signals, as well as marijuana in some states.
George is 18 and a senior in high school, known as a good student and athlete, a good person who loves his family and has never experimented with drugs or alcohol. During a football game, he broke both bones in his leg and requires bone realignment surgery. After the surgery, he is prescribed Oxycontin, which is a form of opioids.
Hey buddy, how you feeling?
Better than before the surgery right now.
Yeah, those painkillers will do it to you. I had some when I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Yeah. These pills make all my worries and pains go away. How do I go back to normal life after?
It's hard, but you will slowly pull yourself off the drug and you'll eventually be back to normal.
I hope so.
Ill over the next few weeks, but complains to his mom that his pain levels are still high and keeps getting his prescription renewed. At this point, the opioid is rewiring his brain to crave and become dependent on the drug.
George, almost all of your classes have dropped a full letter grade in 3 weeks. What's going on?
I don't know. Sometimes the pain in my leg makes it hard to focus. Speaking of which, when is my prescription getting refilled?
The doctor's going to discontinue your prescription because the initial pain should have gone away by now.
How could that be? It's only been 3 weeks since the surgery.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do.
Over the next few weeks, George gets continually depressed because of withdrawals, as well as not being able to play football. He is also unable to focus in class, and his grades continue to drop. Then one day he has an idea. He goes to his friend Joseph, who he knows is a regular marijuana user, and asks him some questions.
Yo, you know anybody that I could get some pain pills off of?
Yeah, I know somebody.
Can I get their phone number?
Yeah, man. I'll give it to you.
George meets up with a drug dealer only to find that he is not selling pills, but is instead selling a powder that has to be injected or snorted. His disappointment of having to take the painkillers this way is taken away as soon as he takes the drug, and all of his worries disappear. Over the next few weeks, he continues to buy more and more drugs to the point where every day he is getting high. He even goes to the lengths of stealing his mom's money in order to feed his addictions. He's separated from his friends and loses a large amount of weight. Finally, his mother notices something very wrong one evening.
George, what's going on?
What's wrong?
I found needles in your room and money's gone missing from my purse recently.
I'm sorry, I just can't help myself after the surgery.
I know, that's why we're sending you to a facility to get you back to your old self.
Okay.
Luckily, George's mother was able to spot his addiction before an overdose. The next few months, George continues to get better and he is eventually able to return home to his happy friends and family. This signifies how a good student and non-drug using person is able to fall into addiction so easily. What we can do is try not to criminalize these individuals and instead support them with love and the support they need.